Winter, 1942. The temperature had fallen so low that soldiers froze to death where they stood. Inside the ruins of Stalingrad, German troops searched dead bodies for scraps of food. Some soldiers had stopped speaking completely. Others had gone mad from hunger, fear, and exhaustion. And as Soviet forces slowly surrounded the city, Hitler gave one terrifying order: no retreat. What followed became one of the most horrifying battles in human history. A battle so brutal that survivors would remember it for the rest of their lives. This was the psychological horror of Stalingrad. By 1942, Nazi Germany had already conquered huge parts of Europe. Hitler believed the Soviet Union was close to collapse. But one city stood in his path: Stalingrad. The city carried the name of Soviet leader Joseph Stalin himself. Capturing it would be a massive symbolic victory for Germany. But Stalingrad was also strategically important. It sat near the Volga River, one of the Soviet Union's most critical supply routes. If Germany captured the city, they could cut Soviet transportation lines and move deeper into the Caucasus oil fields. Hitler became obsessed with taking it. And so, during the summer of 1942, German forces pushed toward the city with overwhelming confidence. At first, many believed the battle would end quickly. They were terribly wrong. In August 1942, German bombers filled the skies above Stalingrad. Day and night, the sound of explosions echoed through the ruined city. Buildings collapsed into the streets. Smoke covered the sky, and beneath the rubble, thousands were still trapped alive. Entire neighborhoods disappeared beneath fire and destruction. Thousands of civilians were killed within hours. But the destruction created a deadly problem for Germany. The ruined city became the perfect battlefield for Soviet defenders. Every destroyed building became a fortress. Every basement became a sniper nest. Every pile of rubble became a hiding place. Soon, the battle turned into brutal close-quarters combat. Soldiers fought inside factories, apartments, sewers, and shattered stairwells. Sometimes enemy troops were separated by only a single wall. The fighting became so intense that survival often depended on seconds. The Soviets called it Rattenkrieg, Rat War, because soldiers fought like trapped animals inside the ruins. As winter approached, conditions inside Stalingrad became unbearable. Food supplies disappeared. Clean water became scarce. Medical treatment was almost impossible. The freezing cold made everything worse. Some soldiers wrapped newspapers around their feet because they had no winter boots. Others slept beside dead bodies for warmth. Frostbite spread rapidly, and everywhere there was death. The constant bombardment shattered soldiers mentally. Explosions never stopped. Snipers could attack at any moment. Sleep became nearly impossible. Sometimes, after hours of constant gunfire, the battlefield suddenly became silent. And that silence terrified soldiers even more, because it usually meant another attack was coming. Many soldiers developed severe psychological trauma. Some became emotionally numb. Others suffered complete mental collapse. German troops wrote about hearing screams in their sleep, even when the battlefield was silent. One soldier later described Stalingrad as a living nightmare where nobody expected to survive. Fear controlled everything, not just fear of death, but fear of freezing, starving, or being trapped forever inside the ruins. Some soldiers carried photographs of their families inside frozen pockets. Others wrote letters they would never send. Many already knew they would never leave Stalingrad alive.